Hi, so I just wanted to talk about Star Wars Jedi Survivor because I realized that I haven't talked about it and I completed it a few days ago, and all I've done is leave, hey, I finished it sort of post saying that I didn't enjoy the last boss, which I didn't. It felt too hamstrung. Anyways, thinking about my experience with that game from original release last year up until now, I think I'm gonna have to say that it's probably one of my favorites. One of my favorite Metroidvania. One of my favorite Souls-like Metroidvanias. For several reasons. I just, looking back at the bosses, the traversal, the abilities, everything just felt good to play. Now, the original release was really spotty, but I was one of the defenders saying that, hey guys, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Sure, the performance was a little iffy. Pop-ins were crappy. I had some weird monitor issues. But amongst all that, the gameplay, not the fidelity, not the performance, not the visuals, the gameplay made it really fun. I played it for a long time. Maybe 70% of the game I played during original release before I finally stopped. Most likely because I probably just got distracted with new games, which I always do, because it wasn't because I wasn't having fun. The good thing about owning the PlayStation 5 Pro now, I got to play it in its best way possible. I got to play it in quality mode in full 60 FPS, and it looked beautiful. And it just reminded me how much I love that game. What makes Metroidvania so good for me is that I love gaining the new abilities in order to traverse new areas. And in comparison to other open world-ish 3D Metroid, maybe just action adventure games, is that there's always some annoying limitations to traversal. Not the lack of abilities, because that's what makes Metroidvania fun, is gaining the new abilities, but something that hinders your traversal, like stamina. So the reason why this is so much more fun for me than a normal Souls-like is that there's always that stamina aspect that keeps you from just going. And that's not something that hinders you. Cal just runs so fast, and honestly, it amazes me how much, well, I'm sure I complained about it, but how much I didn't really mind running back to the boss to do my 100th attempt from dying over and over, because I can just run back so quickly. He moves so fast that I can easily maneuver myself past enemies that I don't have time to kill and not have to stop for stamina breaks. And it's just so fun. So that's, the traversal is what makes Metroidvania so good, and that's what Souls games miss for me, because technically Souls games are kind of Metroidvania-ish in a way when you open those doors, right? Shortcuts and stuff. And just thinking back how much fun I had with attempting the bosses over and over. And I've said this so many times, I'm not good at games. I'm not good at them. I say this all the time, and I'm not capping by saying this. Everybody knows, who see me play video games, I am not a good gamer. It's all about patience and perseverance and stubbornness, I guess. But do not force yourself to play a game you're not enjoying. Oddly enough, I'm having fun. I know it doesn't look like it. It doesn't sound like it. I am having fun, or else I wouldn't be doing this. But I know my limits. I don't mind beating my head against the wall, trying crazy challenges that I don't actually typically do. I think Survivor's the first time that I even cared to do no hits, no heals, or even no HUDs challenges in a game like this, is because it was not, first of all, it's super easy. The accessibility options in the game is so good that it's so easy to just turn off the HUD. For other games, you gotta go through all these menus, these sliders. Okay, turn this off, turn this off, turn this off. But with Survivor, it's just one button. It was so good. I didn't mind just attempting these bosses over and over because they were fun to do. I didn't hate it. It didn't seem it didn't seem hopeless, which is basically the main thing. Most of the time with other Souls games or other games where I'm having a hard time with a boss, it just seems hopeless. Actually, a game that I recently did not finish, but I reviewed anyways, is Bow Path of the Teal Lotus. And all the other bosses previous to that, previous to the last boss, is that I knew I could do it. And I had fun trying to do it. But with the last boss for Bow, I was like, nah, no way. I'm dropping this. I can't. I'm not having fun. But with every single boss with Survivor, I didn't have that feeling. I even attempted bosses that are too early for me, side bosses. And I like doing it. I didn't really enjoy the story. The game is still like an 8 or an 8.5 for me. Probably an 8 because the start of the game was a little bit rocky due to performance. But otherwise, it's honestly one of my favorite games, if not one of my favorite Metroidvania Souls-like games. Especially playing it on the PlayStation 5 Pro, or PC, I guess. I don't know how much they fixed it now with regular Xbox or regular PlayStation 5. But if you haven't played the game yet, I definitely highly recommend it now.